What's up, guys? It's Spirit Crusher Destroyer here, also known as John, also known as Johnny. My real name is Alec, whatever you want to call me, okay? Just don't call me late for dinner. That's what they say, right? Excuse me, let me get a little comfortable. They just released a new set. I'm hyped. Okay, we're looking at it right here. Eevee Grove. Okay, it's going to release next Thursday, something like that. We got new cards. Every time we got new cards, I'm excited. All right, without any further ado, let's get right into the trailer. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I will say I'm not the biggest Eevee fan. I never have been. I mean, I'm not a hater. Guess I'll shut up and let this play. There we go. We got EX Eevee. That's kind of hype. Interesting. Never evolved from an EX to something else, though. That's a little interesting. Flareon, we love that. All the Eevees, Leafeon, Glaceon. That one looks Sylveon. Hyped on that card. One trainer, one item, you know, a couple peas in the pod. And those are the cards. Eevee Grove. Yeah. Initial thoughts, I like new cards. I don't care. You know, add whatever you want. Is it my favorite? Do I wish they would add Gen 3? Potentially. But these are the cards we got. Trailer is mad hype, though. Trailer is very cool. I like how they show us cards. I will say, I don't know how big the set is, but they showed us very few cards. I will say that. Very few. We saw like 3 EXs. Really nothing. But, sorry. Big pause. Big pause. Let's check them out. Let's check them out a little more closely, all right? Yeah, what do we got here? Penny. Look at a random supporter card that's not Penny from your deck and shuffle it back into their deck. Use the effect of the card as the effect of that card as the effect. Oh, okay. Wait. Does that mean I can look at a random? Do I get to play it, or do I just get to, like, make Penny that card? This card I have questions about. It reminds me of Looker because it seems stupid. Like, why do I care what they're playing? Like, I assume that they're playing things, and I could assume that they're playing things based around their deck. To play around what they're playing is, like, super, that's, like, really heavy. But to steal one of their cards might be cool if this is what that does. Although, if we're just stealing, sorry, we're all zoomed in. If we're just stealing a card, like, it could just, like, we could just make it the card we want instead of just trying to steal a random card. I don't understand. That would be cool if we didn't have the cards, but whatever. I don't know how much we'll use that, but it could. We'll see. We'll see. I always love new ideas and new support. This right here, item Eevee bag, this is pretty hyped. I actually saw this earlier today. Yeah, I was at work while this released, so I just came home, just got right into it. During the turn, you could basically use this as an item Giovanni or a potion, which I think that is pretty sick. Also, the fact that you could just put this in your deck and then be like, well, what do I need? I don't know. We'll see when we get there. You know, because you're playing things and being like, well, what am I going to need when the time comes? Well, here's a quick way that you could just not need to know when the time comes. The time is there. The time is now. You know what I mean? So, there's that. I hope that didn't. Let's just check real quick. But yeah, I think this is really dope. I think this only works for Eevees, right? Yeah. So this could be, like, really cool. I feel like I'd use this instead of, like, a potion or a Giovanni. You don't really use Giovanni, but, like, you could. And I would totally use this over maybe, like, a Pokemon center lady, where you could be like, because 30 could be the swing, but who knows, 10 the other way could be a swing that you might need. Either way, I really like it. I think that's cool. I think you're certainly going to use that in your Eevee decks. Also, love things that are items. Love items, because then you could just do this and do that and do this and do that and do this. Next card. Umbreon, 100 HP, 40 for 1 energy. We like that. I mean, Dark doesn't really require a lot of energy at all anywhere. So this kind of fits in seamlessly with almost any other Dark. Excuse me. Wow, foul deck. It does, you know. The thing is, I think we're probably going to end up playing these with Eevees, and I don't know how much I love this. If the defending Pokemon is a basic attack, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. This is kind of like an Oricorio idea, where it's like you could just bring this in against the EX, and if you're like against, like, you know, Darktina, for example, that whole deck really can't attack you. But if it just means that Pokemon and you can retreat to another Pokemon and attack with that, you know, listen, it could be good. Is it good? We don't know. But it would fit. 1 energy would fit. Espeon, Psychic type. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That's actually sick. That's the first time we've seen that, and that's actually sick. For 1 energy, this is like a better Tapu Lele. 20, because think about it, they have to attach energy somewhere. 20 times 4 is only 80, though. I see. So it's good, but it's not great. 1 energy for 4 energy. It could be good against something that we need it to be. But we'll have to see. It's kind of like a single point. It's obviously a single point Pokemon. That conditions could be better or worse than Umbreon, but we got another 100. And we got an attack. We got Jolteon. Only 90. A little bit less. All of these, 2 retreat, 1, 1. If this is a Pokemon evolved during this turn, this attack does 20 more damage. Now that's pretty good. That's pretty good because this is 1 energy. Just bring this guy in and do your damage. What I will say is none of these are normal energies. So unless there's some type of weird energy ramp thing that we're missing, I don't know how well you could play all the Eevees together. Now, that's what I'm seeing people talking about, because we're going to get, and I'll show us eventually, Eevee EX. Now you can play 4 Eevees, eventually evolve Eevee 4 times. But the question is, which Eevees actually synergize? Now, Espeon potentially with Silvally, not Silvally, the last one we're going to look at. But how are we going to put Jolteon with Umbreon? Anyway, 40 plus 20, if you evolve it, that's 60. But this is kind of useless on its next turn. You kind of have to bring this in and then pivot from it immediately. But that's why it's good that this retreat is just 1, this attack is just 1. You're just going to bring it in and just get rid of it. But then what do you put it with? Flareon EX. This card actually pretty fire. Because anything with its own energy ramp is immediately something that is going to be like, all right, well, where do we use this? How does this fit? And what does it fit with? All those questions and more. And the answer is it could probably fit with a lot of things. Once during your turn, you may attach fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon if you do 20 damage. Yeah. Which is cool and all. It's kind of like a built-in Lusamine. It's cool, but it's not great. You can't start with it, and it does damage. However, this attack, Fire Spin, doesn't do damage. It just discards. Still making this kind of like that Pikachu that comes in with the 150 and then discards. Also like Infernape, 140, discards. You know, all these Pokemon that come in and discard, it's like, how many turns can you really use it? What's the deal with it? And then it's doing damage to itself with Combust. To ramp its... I mean, I don't know, you know. Well, because I guess you could bring it in attack, discard, and then the next turn you'll still be able to get 2 energies because you'll use your ability. But if you're whittling yourself down. That's all we're saying. This might have to be played very fast-paced, and I wonder what you play that with. Next Pokemon. Eevee EX. So cool that they did this. Sorry, I gotta bring it to my face so I can read. This Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee if you play it from your hand. This Pokemon can evolve into evolves from Eevee. I think it's basically that confuses me, but I think the only thing that it's saying is that it is an EX that can evolve. So it's giving us the ability, because it's like, is that a built-in rare candy? But then it's not even like there's a middle evolution. So, excuse me. I think it's just saying that EXs can't be evolved from, but this one can. To anything. Oh, to anything. Oh, so even you could go from an EX to a non-EX, which is very interesting if you want my honest opinion. However, the fact that it's an EX also makes it susceptible to red and all those other things that EXs are susceptible to. So that's very interesting. Moving on. We have Leafeon. Leafeon. This attack does 20 more damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. Now, this is pretty sick, too. Some of these are good. I like Leafeon, and I like Espeon. Anything with the... Well, I also like Flareon. Flareon is definitely going to be used. The thing is, you almost wish this was a single-point Pokemon, because it's like you have to come from somewhere or go to something. So with it being 2 prize points, that makes it a little difficult to maneuver around. Anyway, Leafeon. This attack does 20 more damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. 4 energy is 90. Yeah. 2 energy superior. Have the other Leafeon to ramp it. There's ideas there. You know, have the other Leafeon to ramp it. I like that idea a lot. Have superior so that the energies count as double. I mean, you could like do some serious stuff. That's actually insane. You could run 4 Eevees to 2 of these Leafeons, 2 Leafeon Actually, that's way too many Pokemon in your deck, because I'm thinking you do 2 superiors, you do the superior evolution, you do 2 Leafeons and a Leafeon and 2 Leafeon EXs with your Eevees. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not terrible. 2 rare candies. That's 10 items right there. Maybe 2 rare candies and a middle evolution. That's 11. I don't know. This could work, because you could do 1 and then you could do a second one and you could ramp this pretty easily. Could work. We have to see what Leafeon EX's attack actually does, its ability. Because if its ability is like, because I think you can move the energy too. Anyway, moving on. Now, these are interesting. I've never seen these before, but I'm sure people have. I don't know what gen they're from. Probably one of the newer ones. I kind of, I'm 26. We stopped paying attention after 4. We stopped paying attention really closely, at least. Some of us got to get into bad habits and stuff. But anyway, here's Meselrai with its Sweets Relay. If one of your Pokemon used Sweets Relay during your last turn, this attack does 20 more damage. That's pretty sick. 1 energy, 10, plus 20. Well, this is really sick, though, because check this out. We have another Pokemon. If one of your Pokemon used Sweets Relay during your last turn, this does 20 more damage. So Swirlix and Meselrai, both with the little pop, 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 Sweets Relay. Sweets Relay, we're just doing Sweets Relay. The only thing is 50 and 60 stinks, because you want to get these as much as possible and then come in with our nice friend Asulrimi. Oh, we screenshotted it poorly. Okay, we'll do it like that. Asselrimi. This attack does 40 more damage for each time your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during the game. So if you get 2 Sweets Relays off, 10, then 30. This attack does 40 damage for each time your Pokemon use Sweet. 40 for each time. So that's 2 times 40. That's 81 energy. I actually like this. You start with 1, you sacrifice it. Then you have the second one come in. Doesn't even matter that it died because it says if any Pokemon use Sweets Relay. You have the second one, you hope that it gets in attack. You hope that to get like 3 attacks. Because 3 attacks, then you got 120 for 1 energy by the time you get to this. However, 80 makes it really bad. You have to run Giant Cape in this deck. Hopefully we can get some other psychic like health support or something because that's crazy. And that would also make that Mesprit deck really good too. Because if that got any type of health support for psychic, that deck could also be really good. And then we have... Man, I really messed up on how I edited these. Okay, whatever. Sylveon EX. Psychic type. Happy Ribbon Fairy Wind. This card, I saw this card and I jumped for joy. Okay? Just like Shiinotic, we have Searching. Just like your Garchomp, Reckless Shearing, we have Searching. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw 2 cards. I wonder if that means you could use it once per Sylveon or once per every evolution. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve. Yeah. So when you evolve into Sylveon, you get a Professor's Research. A free Professor's Research, which is absolutely excellent. Drawing your deck is absolutely top tier. 70 for 2 energy. We like this card a lot. I wonder if you pair this with the cards we just looked at, with Asselrai and all those people. I think you have to double down on that effort. You can't really mess around with doing other Pokemon in that deck. But this could work really nicely with it. You're pulling them. You're pulling everything. I don't know. I think this card and the Flareon card are definitely good enough to see play. I very much do. And I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with both these cards. I think Happy Ribbon is an excellent ability. We love abilities that change the game. We really do. And so that, I believe, is all the cards. Those are all the cards from, what is it called again? What are we calling this thing? That didn't help. What are we calling it? What are we calling it? Eevee Grove. Eevee Grove, brother. Those are all the cards from Eevee Grove that we've seen so far. And hey, we're very happy to get what we could get, and we don't get upset. Even though maybe we would like something different. Have we gotten some Eevee cards already? Yeah, only like 75. But we get what we get, and we don't get upset, folks. All right? So this is what we got for now. I'm hoping for some other extra goodies. I'm sure we're going to get some extra goodies. Maybe some nice support. Maybe some nice items. Maybe some nice tools we haven't seen. I'm down for it. Bring it on. Show us what you got, Pokemon Pocket. Eh? Pull it out your pocket. Give it a nice little locket. And of course, I'm excited to see the gold, the immersive. I predict, I don't know, because they do like 1 immersive, 1 gold, right? Eevee is going to get either the gold or the immersive. I imagine that. I'm not sure. We shall see as time goes on. And we shall be patient, and we shall patiently wait. that is all for now, folks. Thank you very much for joining me for this update. I will continue to bring more updates as time progresses. And once these decks come out, we will play them and we will tell you, are they good? Are they meta? Is my cousin Philip going to hang out with me ever again? All these things and more next time with Spirit Crusher Destroyer. Thank y'all, folks.